one of the questions that we had: should all drugs be legalized?
Well, in my opinion, I think people should mind their business about what other people do to their own bodies. First of all, it's your body. So if you choose that you want to put a substance in your body, nobody stops you guys from eating what you want to eat. A lot of what we eat is poison. A lot of what we buy out of the store is poison. A lot of fast food is poison. Nobody is stopping you guys from putting what you want to put into your body. So how do you want to take that right away from somebody else? Mind your business. I think that once people stop trying to force or project their own personal views on other people, it will reduce the rate of depression that makes people want to just use drugs to cover up symptoms rather than using it as a recreational. I mean, at one point in time, people were overdosing on alcohol. Do we stop drinking alcohol because other people are not using it properly? Like, we can't, in one sense, say that we want to be free people and then try to suppress other people's freedoms. Like, we really have to be careful with that. We talk about how we are a free country and we take pride in telling other countries how free we are. But yet, and I don't agree with the military. I have never agreed with the military. My father is military. My grandfather was military on both sides of my family. And it got to a point where I was really like, why did black people fight to be a part of the military? Because we go and do to people exactly what we don't want people done to us. We go and force the American way on other countries.
I think that we've changed as a country, and the things that we go and enforce in other countries is like stop killing your own citizens, stuff like that. I mean, we don't
That's
go
not
in and
our
say
business. We can't even keep stuff in order in our own country, but we want to go regulate somebody else's. We look like a bunch of damn hypocrites. They literally tell us that they're going in for certain minerals. They actually tell us that. It's just stupid ass people don't listen or pay attention. I knew this stuff when I was a little girl, so I'm confused about how adults don't understand this. Like, I've never wanted. I'm confused.
Should mental health disqualify you from gun ownership?
I think it's a violation of HIPAA, first off and foremost, that they would even ask you that. Like, you should not have to be able to tell somebody that. And then you have people who don't even report their mental illnesses who are actually going out there getting guns. And so how do you sit up here and say that a person with mental health issues can't have guns when there's like 90% of America doesn't even know they have a mental health issue? And then the other 10% who does know they have a mental issue may not even report it to somebody because they're afraid they're going to be judged or have their civil rights taken away from them. And it tells us in the Constitution that unless you've gone through due process, then a state shall not make a law that hinders that process. So if the Constitution tells you that you are able to have a gun to protect yourself, unless a court deems you mentally incompetent where you do not have the capacity to think for yourself as an 18-year-old adult, then maybe no. Maybe if you have the mentality of a 10-year-old or an 11-year-old, no, maybe you shouldn't have gun ownership. But if you have not been deemed by a court to be mentally incompetent, I don't care what your mental health issue is, your rights shouldn't be taken away from you. The people who we call mass shooters, they're getting the guns illegally or getting them from their parents, or you understand what I'm saying? Like, they're not walking into a gun store and like, okay, we want to buy a gun. Even people who are in gangs, they're not getting guns legally, or like they're getting them off the street. So like, I don't understand why people keep trying to put all these stipulations on regular American citizens because of criminals. Like, stop that. Like, don't try to take away my rights because a few apples in the bunch, because now you're starting to sound like, hypocrites, because you sit up here and you judge and you say that, oh, well, like, you want to be equal. All black people are the same. All police are the same. All people with mental health issues are the same. Don't sit up here and say you want love and equality for a certain type of group, but then you don't want that same love and equality for other groups. It's not fair, and people need to stop that. Just stop it. If you want to be free and equal, respect everybody's rights to be free and equal and make their own choices in life.
that's true. You can illegally get a gun, but I mean, that's, like you said, that's not legal. So if the police are able to pull you over in a traffic stop, go through your car and find that you have an illegal gun, then that should disqualify you from gun ownership. Just certain factors should disqualify you. Gang affiliation.
Shawn, they have to have a reason to just go through your car and look for a gun. If they pull you over for a regular traffic stop, they're not going to be like, "Oh, we have to search your car for a gun." Like, no, that's just
They're not going to catch everyone, and school shootings won't stop and everything like that. But I think that you can decrease the rate of people killing themselves by gun, by firearm. I think that you can lower that
their
rate.
own personal business.
The fact is that if you have access to say a pistol or a shotgun, especially a shotgun that's just gonna birdshot blow your head off, and you're not even gonna feel anything.
What you're trying to say is not true, Shawn. It's not true. It's just not true, sweetheart. I'm a gun owner. I've owned a gun for 6 years. I've been diagnosed well along before now with all type of crap. I have never gotten to a state of depression and put my gun in my head. Now, if you're receiving SSI for mental health, now your HIPAA is no longer protected because SSI can report it. And I believe that they are starting to report, and no, cannot go and buy a gun.
Drugs should just stay illegal, period. I mean, not weed, but like all the other shit, that is what causes a lot of mental illness.
But who are you? The people say that we cause.
What do you mean? Who am I? Like a lot of these situations.
That's what I said. Who are you? Weed is a drug too. And considering to them, weed is a drug too. Alcohol is a drug too. Somebody had to deem these things drugs. So who are you to tell somebody what is a drug and what they can or cannot consume?
Drugs are fat because they overeat. Thought, and then you go around and you act on it. Like how many people overeat? Do you not know that have been in jail because they did some dumb shit go buy fast food because they were under the influence? Like I went to jail for a night because I was drunk and being rowdy. Like, but you were drunk. It affects your train of thought, and I think it should just stay illegal.
So you chose to drink too much. You chose to drink too much and started acting rowdy because you got drunk. That was a choice.
Okay, it was a choice. But then I got in trouble for it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like.
Well, you acted rowdy,
so
shit
of when you're under the influence. Like you should see my neighborhood.
Not everybody does shit while you're under the influence. You did dumb shit while you were under the influence.
A lot
so
of
you
people
don't want
do
anybody
shit
to
under
do
the
dumb
influence.
Shit. Okay, but so don't do dumb shit under the influence. People can control themselves.
But what if you just can't
help
it?
Everybody has the inability. But not everybody has the inability not to control themselves. So just because you can't control yourself doesn't mean you should limit how much I drink. What the hell? Well, granted, I've made the choice to do stupid shit like that too once upon a time. I choose not to do dumb shit like that no more.
Yeah, learning how to control myself is limiting how much I intake. But what if you just don't?
Okay.
What if you're so strung out
that's not
that
your
you
business.
Just overdo it and then you just can't control it no more? Like that's what I'm trying to say.
That's a good point.
Again, that's your personal choice. Who are you to take somebody else's freedom away? People do bad things on a daily basis without doing drugs. People